Hi everybody, it's Valerie from Valerie's Cuddly Cat Crochet. I hope everybody is doing fantastic this morning. It is December 7th, 2025, and it's about 9:50 in the morning as I'm making this. And yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into Vlogmas Day 7 and my craft fair recap. So I'm going to get to the craft fair recap in a few minutes, but let me just kind of update you on everything that I've done for Vlogmas. I am working on the cross stitch pattern for the snowman, and here is what I've done so far with my 11 count Aida cloth. I finished the light green section of the snowman sweater. Working with 11 count is so much better than working with 18 count. So I'm very pleased with how it's going. I'm enjoying it, having a great time. So there's that. Put that over here for now. And for my crochet portion, I did make some little pickle keychains. And this is just my pattern based on the emotional support pickle that you see. It's just, it's not parfait chunky. It is similar. I think it might be a tad bit thicker. It's just something I got off of Amazon that was unbranded or whatever. But I did 6 single crochets in a magic ring. I increased to 12, and then I did about 7 rows of 12, and then I decreased. I mean, it's super simple. Eyes and a mouth and a keychain finding. So it's just a little pickle. I think he turned out really cute. I actually made 3 of them. So there's all 3 of my pickle keychains. These would make a cute Christmas ornament because there's the whole thing about finding the pickle in the Christmas tree. We never did that, but I know that's kind of like a thing some people do. They hide a pickle ornament in the Christmas tree. So there's that. I finished, oops, I'll bet they're in the other room. I'll be right back. All right, so here are my diamond painting ornaments from day 5 and day 6. So those will be added to my wreath back there. So we have that. Let's go ahead and open up day 7 for our Starfleet, our Interstellar Fleet calendar. Star Trek knockoff. Let's see. I wonder who we're going to get today. We seem to be getting a lot of Spocks lately. And this one is, oh, it is Dr. McCoy with I believe, a phaser and a med kit. Yes, that is a phaser and a med kit. He's going to shoot him and he's going to patch him up. So there we go. Very Christmassy. To shoot people. Whatever. And then, so for our diamond painting kit, let's see what we have in day 7. See if I can get the door open here. Oops, I kind of poked through the tissue paper a little bit. And let's see what we have. It is a stocking. How cute. Okay, so I will be making the stocking today for day 7. So there's that. I think I've got all that. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. And let me show you. I told you I was going to start making a shawl for one of my, or for the person I'm a chemo angel for. And I am using the pattern that I showed from Alice's Embrace, and I will again put that website in the description box below. You know, well, this still doesn't look like this to me. So that's the pattern, First Impressions. And that's the stitch it's supposed to be. But here's what I'm coming up with. What I'm coming up with is this. So mine is a lot holier, and I'm doing it right. I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of holy, as in lots of holes, not as in religious. The color it's actually a prettier green than it's showing up on the camera, at least on my camera. It's an avocado green. It's got a little bit of bright to it. Right here it looks gray, but it really is pretty. It's just I wasn't really thrilled with the fact that it has holes. I'm thinking I must have done just straight double crochets for the other shawl that I showed you. But I thought, that's okay. I'm just going to go with it because it's working up pretty fast. Oh, you can see the color better there. It's working up pretty fast, and it's not meant really to, I guess, keep somebody warm. It's meant to just like be a comfort. So that's about 15 inches. So I'm about a quarter of the way through, and I did that all in one night, or one day and night. Maybe like 2 or 3 hours. So I'm going to do another quarter today, hopefully, another quarter on Monday, and another quarter on Tuesday. And then I will have Wednesday as my buffer zone to do any catch up. And then I will be mailing it on Thursday. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to be able to include that in her care package for Christmas. But yeah, I just don't think that looks like that. I don't know what's going on. No, that's okay. Well, I thought maybe I had the second page for a different pattern, but it still says First Impressions. I'm doing it like it says. So anyway, it's still pretty. Yeah. So let me just put this back in here, and we'll just keep on going with the breakdown of yesterday's craft fair. As you can probably tell, I'm stumbling over my words. I guess I'm still kind of tired. So first of all, my first impression of yesterday's craft fair was that it was cold. We didn't see a stitch of sun yesterday. Not a single ray, nothing, not even the hint or suggestion that the sun might be up there somewhere. It was a dark and gloomy day. It was cold, Central Valley, California cold, which means it was about 40, if that. And people were saying it was getting colder as the day went by. And it was funny because after that craft fair, I went and checked out downtown, my downtown, and they had a festival going on. And the vendors there were saying they thought it had gotten colder as the day went on. So it was, all over. People were thinking that it got colder. So anyway, the place where we went was a beautiful estate. Very beautiful. It's a wedding venue or like other event venue. And it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I was lucky enough to get a close parking place and unload all my stuff very close to where I set up. And my friend and I took us an hour to set up, which is what I was thinking it would take, to drag all the stuff over and set everything up. I used my pop-up tent for the first time. Luckily, she was there to help me because I don't think I could have done it by myself. There was another vendor there, and she was by herself at the moment, and she was trying to put up her pop-up, and she goes, and I said, do you need some help? And she's like, yes, I'm about to cry. And I'm like, I've been there. I get it. I get that feeling where you're just like so overwhelmed, and so we helped her set up her pop-up after ours got set up, and she was very thankful. But I've never set one up. I've helped before, but this was an easy up. So in the middle, you just press up and it just pops up by itself. But yeah, anyway, it worked out great. My friend had rechargeable hand warmers that she let me borrow, and oh my gosh, they saved the day. Don't know if you've ever used rechargeable hand warmers, but if you're out in the cold, I highly recommend them. I'm not usually out in the cold, or if I am, I'm doing yard work, so I don't usually just like sit out unless it's a craft fair, which anyway. But it was set up like in different parts of the estate. Like there was a big circle driveway in the front where a lot of people were set up. There were some areas on the side. There was a little patio. So it was kind of close, but still like separated in different parts, if that makes any sense. We were in the back, which was later explained to me that they thought that was going to be the front, because they thought people would park in the back and come up through my area and then go to the actual front. But people were parking along the street, and anyway, it didn't matter because people were coming and looking at everything anyway. I knew there were going to be 2 other crochet vendors there. The night... Walter, what are you doing in there? Who knows? I'm not paying attention to him, so he's begging for my attention. The night before, like at 10:30 the night before, another crochet vendor was on the vendor spotlight. So I had 3 other vendors, and they weren't doing exactly the same kind of thing as I was, but I know that definitely took away from my business, because competition, but whatever. Yeah, so I think people did start at the front of the house and got to all the other crochet vendors before they got to me. So by the time they got to me, it was like, oh, more crochet. With that said, I did do a decent amount of business. I sold $355 worth of crochet items during a 4-hour craft fair. We were there for 6 hours because we had to get there at 8. And then it didn't officially start till 10. But boy, right at 2, people were packing up because it was freezing cold. So I made $355 in sales. My fee for the booth was $40. And then I had 80 cents in Square fees because I just had one transaction on Square. So I ended up with $314.20. That does not include the one book that I sold of my friend's. I sold one of her books, and that's not my money, so not including that in what I earned because it's not mine. So, not bad. I definitely made my booth fee back. I definitely, sold some items. I think it's 23 items I think I sold. So I took 252 items. I took $3,500 worth of inventory, which I knew was going to be way overload. So I still have $3,000 worth of crochet inventory laying around. I'm going to have to put it in the drawers that I have. I don't think it's all going to fit. So let me tell you what I sold. I didn't sell any of my little bendy worms. They got attention, but nobody bought any. I sold one chicken nugget. I didn't sell any gummy bears. I didn't sell any flower fidgets. I didn't sell any scrubbies or washcloths. And at the October fair, washcloths were like the biggest hit. Didn't sell a single one. Out of all of my keychains, I only sold 2. which that's kind of disheartening because I really put a lot of time and energy into those keychains thinking that they would be a good seller, and they were not. I sold a pink mushy boy and a Pokeball. And actually, I only got $9 for the Pokeball because a little kid, he had bought something else earlier, and then he came back for the Pokeball keychain, and he gave me all the money out of his wallet. I think he thought it was 10, but it was only 9. I didn't say anything. It didn't matter. I sold a Pop-Tart. I didn't sell any Octos. I didn't sell any Animal Swings. I did finally sell a pink and red striped bee. I didn't sell any bunnies. I sold 2 mini loaf cats, the ones that I made with the Parfait Chunky, and they were both the pink. No, one was pink and one was purple. I sold one of my mini chickens on the nests. I think the big hit for the show was the dachshunds with the red and white striped sweaters. Hi, Walter. What are you doing? What's up, huh? You gonna come help do a craft fair recap? You're just in a snoopy little mood, aren't you? What's up? Who knows? Everybody loved the dachshunds with the red and white sweaters. I sold 3 of those. And I didn't sell any ducks, no elephants, no leggy frogs. I finally sold my little mini swaddle baby from my pattern. Oh, it's actually not. Yeah, it is my pattern. I whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't sell any of the bigger mushy boys. I didn't sell my pencil. I sold 2 of my little penguins. They, like about this big. They were both the pink ones. I sold one of my encouragement pickles. I didn't sell any of the bigger Pokeballs. And I have so many of those. Ugh. I didn't sell any of my dinosaurs or my turtle. Loaf cats, I only sold 2, which that was disappointing because I really loaded up on those 2. I sold a pink and white one, and I sold a Siamese one. I sold one of my chicken on the nests to a little boy. He was like 3 years old or something. And I would highly recommend, if you do the Mabel chicken and you do the nest, to get some little wooden eggs and put underneath them. That people loved lifting up the chicken and seeing that egg in there. So I got them off of Amazon. They're like an inch big, and you know, it just, people love it. I didn't sell any F-bombs. I didn't sell any hedgehogs. I didn't sell any leggy froggies. I didn't? No. People were looking at the princess leggy froggies and commenting a lot, but nobody bought any. I sold a larger penguin in the pink blanket yarn. I sold a black spider and a brown spider, which is amazing. And those were bigger, so they were $25 each. And I sold a baby Yoda that was bigger for $25 each. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 items, if I counted correctly. 22 items. I thought it was 23. Maybe I didn't count right. But then, and one of my friend's books. So I'm not going to call it a success or a failure. Do I think it's worth all the work, like months of work and hours and hours and hours and hours of crochet, and you know, the 6 hours the day of, all the prep? It's not worth that. It's, I mean, you know, one of my friends said, well, you made $100 an hour. You know, I thought I had made $400 when I told her that. And well, yeah, that sounds great. I made $100 an hour, you know, for a Saturday morning, but that does not include all of the all the work behind the scenes, and it's and the anxiety and the wondering and the worrying and the so I all in all, I do not think craft fairs are for me, and I was already leaning toward that. Um and I don't know like how much money it would take to make it worth it. But I don't know. So I don't know. I'm just got to think about what I want to do for the future with craft fairs, but um I do enjoy being there for the most part and interacting with people. That's kind of fun. I had a great time with my friend. That was, you know, we were chatting and trying to keep warm and, you know, so that was fun. But yeah, I just don't think it's really my thing. So, but anyway, that's that. That's the wrap up. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to make any more keychains for a while. I might take a break. I know that was going to be my Vlogmas thing. I think at least for the next couple days, I'm going to be focusing on the prayer shawl for my a chemo buddy or chemo person. And I don't know. I'll just have to play it by ear and see what I come up with for the rest. I mean, I don't know. I have $3,000 worth of inventory, so I don't really think I need to make any more things right now. I don't know. I'm headed in the direction of wanting to do more charity stuff next year with my crochet. And I've always kind of wanted to do that as opposed to selling my stuff. I always enjoy making things to give away as gifts or, you know, special surprises or charity donations. I always enjoy that so much more than making to sell. So I don't know, just kind of thinking, and I knew this, I gave myself up until the craft fair, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to wait until then, and then I'm going to like take stock of how this experience has been for me. I may still do the one that I did, the October one. I may do that one next October. I mean, I have plenty of inventory. I wouldn't have to make a thing. So I may still do that as a way to get rid of, you know, some of my stuff. And to have that experience because I really enjoyed that one. But I don't know. I'm just thinking. So if you have any ideas or thoughts on that, let me know. So that is it for Vlogmas Day 7 and my craft fair recap. If I think of anything else that I wanted to say about the craft fair, I will let you know. It was interesting because it took us an hour to set up and like 15 minutes to break down. We were done. We were out of there. And everybody else was pretty much the same. So, all right. I will talk to you some more tomorrow with an update on different things. And thanks for watching my video today. I really appreciate it. And I will see you on Vlogmas Day 8.